I could not come up with just 10 great movies for 2005, so here are my top 21. Number 21, March of the Penguins. Started an entire industry of penguin movies. Slow, yes, but beautifully told. I know way more about penguins now than any other non-domestic animal in the world. And when we get to heaven, don't you think that God is going to sound like Morgan Freeman? Number 20, Junebug. Very slow. But what an adorable presence Amy Adams makes. As Junebug, the young pregnant wife of a southern jerk, Adams plays a sweet North Carolina girl with small dreams and a big heart. Her sister-in-law is a whip-smart Chicago editor played by Embeth Davitz, who wears black and looks first like a stuck-up bitch, but whose humanity increases as she is exposed to Junebug. Number 19, Munich. Overlong, but if I was Jewish, I'd really love this movie. Finally, the Jewish people are doing the killing and not being pushovers. Not the message Steven Spielberg was trying to convey, but the one many of us took away from it. And don't mess with Golda Meir. Number 18, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie beating the shit out of each other for 45 minutes and killing bad guys the rest of the time. How could you not love this? Number 17, Crash. Best movie of the year, according to the Academy Awards, but not according to me. Not even close. But a memorable and rare look at racism in America. Overdone and ham-fisted, definitely. But first-time director Paul Haggis at least tries to address an issue that you rarely see in American movies. Number 16, Kung Fu Hustle. Comedies usually die with subtitles, so it helps if they have slapstick to cross the cultural divide. This Chinese movie has the most creative slapstick I've ever seen. It makes live action into a Roadrunner cartoon and still makes you feel for the characters. And the landlady is the best. Number 15, The Matador. In a year with several funny movies, add this one to the list. Pierce Brosnan plays the role of his career as an assassin with stage fright. Greg Kinnear plays a bored traveling salesman who half-seriously wants to learn the tools of the trade. And Brosnan's sailor on leave dialogue is priceless. Number 14, Unleashed. Jet Li's best American movie. He plays Dog, a caged assassin, who Bob Hoskins keeps locked up until he needs some heads to roll. Morgan Freeman plays a blind piano tuner who saves Dog and turns him back into a man. In an odd way, sort of like an ultra-violent Kung Fu Pinocchio. Number 13, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Shane Black, the man who wrote Lethal Weapon and tons of other action films, brings Robert Downey Jr. back to life as a low-life dirtbag who stumbles into a cop role in a police movie. When the movie producers make him hook up with Val Kilmer's gay private eye / film consultant, great fun is had by all. Number 12, Millions. From the man who brought you Slumdog Millionaire, Danny Boyle, comes the best children's movie of 2005. Two young brothers discover a bag full of cash in England just before the pound is to be destroyed and the euro to take its place. Damien is adorable as the younger brother who wants to donate all the money to the poor, but Anthony wants to spend it all on cool stuff. Number 11, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, the best of the first 4 Harry Potter films. The effects are great, but it's the heart that's always been missing in the pest in these films that burst through here. The filmmakers capture the torture of pubescence perfectly. But 10, Capote. Capote is the story of how Truman came to write his classic In Cold Blood. Philip Seymour Hoffman deserves the Oscar for bringing Capote back to life. Unfortunately, the movie is not as brilliant as the character. It's 90 minutes of story told over 2 hours. Number 9, Hustle and Flow. It's hard out here for a pimp. Can anybody deny that? Terrence Howard did the impossible. He had me feeling sorry for and eventually cheering for a pimp to make it in this world. In prison movies, we root for the prisoners to escape. So why not root for a pimp and his girls to lead a nice life? Number 8, Sarah Silverman, Jesus is Magic. Her stand-up is brilliant. 2 quick jokes. Number 1, she says, a couple of nights ago I was licking jelly off my boyfriend's penis, and I thought to myself, oh my God, I'm turning into my mother. And my favorite, guess what, Martin Luther King? I had a dream too. I had a dream that I was in a living room, and I went into my backyard and there was a swimming pool. And before I could get in, a shark came out, and the shark had pieces. So maybe you're not so effing special. Number 7, Batman Begins. The first great Batman movie. Sure, Christian Bale can sometimes come across as dry toast, but at least it's Pepperidge Farm. The action can be sometimes confusing, but the big stunts are tremendous. One word kept coming out of my mouth throughout the movie: cool. Number 6, Wedding Crashers. This movie pins all its humor on Vince Vaughn. Without him, it limps along. Owen Wilson thinks he's funny in the picture, but he's really just a straight man. But when Vaughn is in the scene, he makes this movie hilarious the way Bill Murray used to. Number 5, History of Violence. When two sick, violent felons come into Tom Saul's restaurant, his response changes his life forever. The action scenes are sick and funny and arouse cheers from the audience, but it's the relationship between Saul and his wife, played by Maria Bello, and that have the sexiest love scenes you'll see in a movie this year. Number 4, The Upside of Anger. Joan Allen is sexy? What? Who knew? The queen of dowdy but great acting puts on some show here as a mother of 4 daughters whose husband suddenly abandons her for his secretary. But the best role in the film might belong to the one daughter's much older boyfriend. As played by the film's writer-director, Mike Binder, he is at once a very funny sleazeball, and then a pretty good guy with a different way of looking at things. But the scene of him slurping his soup and Joan Allen's furious reaction, the one I had to play over and over again on my DVD player. Hilarious. Number 3, Cinderella Man. Russell Crowe is brilliant, as usual, as the Depression-era boxer Jim J. Braddock. Renee Zellweger shines as his strong wife. When Braddock is forced to swallow his pride and take government assistance, essentially welfare, he pays back every penny when he gets to fight again. This movie should have been a huge, big hit, but it wasn't. Just the fate of number 2, King Kong. This is the best-made movie of the year, with its wonderful attention to detail. I loved it and thought the 3+ hours went by very quickly. It is an awful shame that more people didn't see this new classic. And number 1, The 40-Year-Old Virgin. I've seen it 3 times now, and it doesn't get old. I laugh at all the big jokes, but now I appreciate the little nuances as well. I love all the characters, even the secondary ones. I really see this as a brilliant ensemble comedy. The script is hysterical and heartwarming, and the acting dead on, and the party atmosphere rarely lets up. So that's my list for 2005. Ciao from the Freditor.